Welcome to NERC CIP Training Bootcamp, Crash Course, powered by Tonex.com. NERC stands for North American Electric Reliability Corporation. CIP stands for Critical Infrastructure Protection. NERC CIP Training Bootcamp, North American Electric Reliability Corporation, NERC, Critical Infrastructure Protection, CIP. Training Bootcamp is a crash course-style training program designed and created to meet the needs of the electric in regards to CIP compliance, cybersecurity for NERC CIP Versions 5 and 6 compliance. Security specialists, CIP senior manager, analysts, design engineers, system operators, directors of CIP compliance, VPs of operations. NERC Critical Infrastructure Protection, CIP, Training Bootcamp is a 4-day crash course empowers attendees with knowledge and skills covering version 5, 6 standards. NERC Critical Infrastructure Protection Training Bootcamp addresses the role of FERC, NERC and the regional entities. Who should attend? Target audience. CIP Compliance. IT Cybersecurity. ICS and SCADA Cybersecurity. EMS Cybersecurity. Field and Security Operations. Incident Response. Project Managers. CIP Auditors. Any other staff from electrical utilities who are maintaining cybersecurity standards across their enterprise and substations. Generation, transmission and distribution staff working to meet NERC CIP standards. Learn about concepts behind the Energy Policy Act of 2005, Energy Policy Act. Concepts behind Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, Commission or FERC, Authority. Concepts behind reliability of the bulk power system, commonly referred to as the bulk electric system or the power grid. Concepts behind mandatory cybersecurity reliability standards. Energy Independence and Security Act of 2007, EISA. Role of National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, for Smart Grid Guidelines and Standards. Program Learning Objectives. Discuss requirements for reliable operation of the bulk electric system. List CIP categories of assets to which CIP requirements apply. Describe asset classification criteria and tiers, high, medium, low. List similarities and differences between CIP standards in version 5 and 6. Describe NERC filings and FERC rulings on these standards. Deep dive into the CIP 5, 6 requirements and obligations and expectations. Discuss sabotage reporting process. Describe identification and documentation requirements of the critical cyber assets. Describe roles and responsibilities for minimum security management controls. Discuss requirements for identification and protection of the electronic security perimeters. Describe implementation of physical security programs for the protection of critical cyber assets. Define methods, processes, and procedures. Ensure the identification, classification, response, and reporting of cybersecurity incidents. Ensure that recovery plans are put in place for critical cyber assets. Learn how NERC Critical Infrastructure Protection, CIP, requirements address physical security and cybersecurity of the critical electricity infrastructure of North America, including references to NERC CIP associated documents. References to implementation plan for cybersecurity standards. References to mandatory reliability standards for CIP. Guidance for enforcement of CIP standards. References to NERC CIP rules. Best practices for managing NERC compliance. Protecting physical security, cybersecurity, emergency preparedness and response. Business continuity planning, and recovery from a catastrophic event with emphasis on deterring, preventing, limiting, and recovering from terrorist attacks. Sabotage reporting. Critical cyber asset identification. security management controls, personnel and training, electronic security perimeters, physical security of critical cyber assets, systems security management. Call us today at 1-972-665-9786. Learn more about NERC CIP course audience, objectives, outlines, pricing. Visit our website www.tonex.com.